Hello all. Today I want to talk about something a little different for me. Let's look at me a movie. I'm going to talk about some 80s movie. Late 80s movie, I believe. I'm not sure when this came out. I've been looking for this movie for a long time. And about a year ago I found it on eBay. About a month prior to that, it had gotten a DVD release. And I was kind of amazed. And anyway, it is Psychos in Love. I don't know how well you can see that picture. But yeah, here's the bridesmaid, I'm assuming, getting stabbed in the chest by the groom. And the bride is chopping the best man's head off with a chainsaw. Nice. And at the bottom it says, "Love hurts." Beautiful. Love does hurt. I've been there before. So I'm not going to talk too much about the people involved in this. I'll read off some names from the back. According to this, it was shot, edited, produced, and directed by Gorman Bechard. And it was written by Gorman Bechard, and I'm probably not going to pronounce this name right, so Carmine, you can at least say the first name right. Carmine, if you ever see this video, sorry if I can't do your last name right. I know this guy Carmine has a YouTube page. I remember seeing it a while back, and I never got in touch with the guy, so I'm hoping to with this video, actually. So, anyway, written by Gorman Bechard and Carmine Capobianco, I guess. And also stars Carmine Capobianco and Debbie Thibault, Frank Stewart, Cecilia Wilde, and Donna DeBage. Anyways, the premise of the film is Carmine's character owns a bar, and he's a serial killer, and he meets his victims through his bar. Like, you know, a woman will go to his bar and have a couple drinks, and he'll realize that, you know, she's single, whatever, so, you know, he'll hit on her, then have a date, you know, he'll sweet talk his way in and get a date with the woman, and boom, you know, gets her somewhere at his house, his apartment, whatever, and he's a slasher, he's a serial killer, you know. So one day, this woman, Debbie Thibault's character, comes in. Yeah, sorry, I don't remember their movie names. Sorry. It's actually been a while since I've seen it. Anyway, you know, he does his thing, but her character happens to be a serial killer, and she's like in the bar, you know, she does the same thing in a way. Well, she doesn't own the bar, but she'll meet someone at the bar, you know, some random man that she'll go out that night with, and, you know, slash. But anyway, she comes into the bar one night, and she's hanging out, and he's talking to her, and, you know, he's thinking his thing, and she's probably thinking her thing. And when the bar closes, or, you know, it shows him, like, in his apartment, they end up on a date, whatever. And he's got a knife. I think he was like, they were sitting on the couch, and he was like holding the knife behind the couch, and then he like put it down or something. And he's like, "Oh, I can't do it. I gotta tell you something." And she's like, "What? What?" He's like, "I'm not gonna kill you." And she's like, "What?" And he's all, "I got a confession. I'm a serial killer. I kill random women from dates." And she's all, "Really? Me too?" You know. And they hook up and shit. So it was an interesting premise. It's more of a comedy than a horror film. And since it was like one of those 80s, you know, shot straight to digital camera or whatever they used back in the 80s. If anyone watches the Cinema Snob, he calls them shot to shitio. So it's like one of those, but it's not a bad film. It's actually pretty funny. So yeah, anyway, they hook up. She moves in, and they still do their thing. Only it gets kind of weird because they're like together, and like at one point in the film, they decide to do one together. So they have a woman comes over, and he does her. Crap, I'm not remembering it correctly. He doesn't do her, or he did, and then she got jealous in the morning, and then like the woman's head was on the centerpiece, and the woman was all jealous. The girlfriend was all jealous. So it's like their activities were actually interfering with their romantic life, and that's about all I'm gonna say, really. Very funny film. Since it was shot the way it was shot, anyone who knows like cheesy 80s horror, especially shot like directly on camera, will know the type of style it's in. The special effects are actually pretty bad, really. There was no Tom Savini. There was like it's an extremely low budget independent film, but it's not a bad film by any means. It's more funny than anything, and it's a spoof of the old slasher films, really, especially the cheesy ones, the ones that were shot directly to camera and released. And there's a lot of self-awareness in the film. There's a lot of jokes where the boom mic will like drop into the picture, and the woman at one point grabbed it and shoved it out of the way, and there's a lot of self-aware jokes that it's a movie. At one point you can see the cameraman and the special effects guys, because the main characters were getting so drenched in blood, they were like, hey, stop, that's enough, just stop pumping the blood, you know. They were yelling cut to the director, basically. But not a bad film by any means. Very funny, and definitely worth picking up, in my opinion, anyway. So, yeah. Psychos in Love. At least check it out if you haven't seen it. It's not a bad film by any means. Thanks for watching.